Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Stat385 video. So in this video, we'll be going over the third lab, lab 3. And in this lab, what we're gonna do is, just making sure that I have my viewer at the right place. So we're gonna be going over some basics with data sets and demonstrate some subsetting using this data set for from the NFL for this NFL data. And this would be specific to the 2021 season, and this would just demonstrate some of the stuff that we have covered in this week with subsetting on well, I don't want to say necessarily a large data set because it's not a large data set, but it will be a data set where instead of working with something like 5 rows and 4 columns, that we can still, view the data in a way where we're not completely overrun. We will be a little bit overrun, but it won't be like a massively large data set, just to demonstrate some sort of in-between case between, small, large data sets where we can see where subsetting is absolutely going to become useful if we want to elicit anything interesting from data. Okay, so what this is going to do, first of all, this lab is also going to be a little bit different. We're not going to require you to submit any files, and we won't be using the autograder. Instead, you'll have to just input the right passwords to show that you've completed it. So I just want you to follow along. This will demonstrate some concepts that will be very important throughout the rest of this class, even though it's stuff that we haven't covered yet, just to demonstrate, subsetting at some, reasonable, realistic type scenarios. But unfortunately, we'll have to involve some stuff that we haven't seen yet. So first of all, run this into R if you don't have the NFL Reader package, which I don't see why you would. And this is kind of interesting, or kind of, silly and fun and frustrating all at the same time. Is this, what it's doing is it's going to read NFL data instead of having the E here. This is just like R type joke convention, I don't know, where they just leave off the E and emphasize the R because it's R programming language. So that's apparently a thing. Okay, so I already have this package installed. So this should get scheduling data. Okay, so let's see here. In RStudio, I am in my Stat385 project. Okay, and I've created a new directory for lab 3. I'm not actually going to save anything. So let's create a new file. Let's get schedule data. Okay, so it has all this information, but it looks like it loaded in. Okay, so let's just see what happens if I just type this in. I kind of like to, okay. So we can see here, well, it's only showing 21 rows, and there's 264 that are omitted, and we get a whole bunch of data information, and you can kind of skimming it see that there's some numeric type data, there's some character type data, all kinds of stuff. So first of all, I know that like the NFL season is starting when you're watching this video, or about to start, or whatever. I am not a football fan, and that is going to show through, or an American football fan if you like that, or an American handball fan, or whatever. I am not a football fan, so this is and it will show through, but nonetheless, it's exciting. The season is starting, and this is a great data set for, because sports is fun, for demonstrating some data subsetting. Okay, so anyways, we can already sort of see that this is overwhelming to look at in the console. So one of the things that we did do in lecture was use this viewer, and we can get some information about, or I shouldn't say information, we can get some a more presentable format for displaying this type of information. Okay, and we have a whole bunch of variables. We can see some of it is season, if it's regular, or Okay, so we have playoff type information down here. I do know enough about football to know the difference between regular and playoff. Weekday, game time, away team, away score, home team, home score, location, whether game was home, neutral, or away. Result, which looks like home score minus away score, total points between the two. Some sort of, I guess this is for Pro Football Reference, IDs. This is not something that we've covered yet, but sometimes you will have to work with multiple data sets all at the same time. And so these IDs can kind of sync things together nicely. So that's probably why they're here. And I don't know what, is this the days between games? And there's a bunch of gambling stuff. That's annoying. Surface. Okay, and then we have stuff like home quarterback, away quarterback, kind of the most important offensive position, coaches and stuff. Okay, so we can see that there's a lot of interesting variables in this data set for this schedule. So how about I go to here, and so instead of looking at everything, I can use, actually, I think I probably want that. Okay. All right, so now I can display all the names and say I want to, okay, let's get bars equals. Okay, so say I want, I'm not really interested. Let's get some variables that we're actually interested in. Let's get away team, away score, home team, home score, etc. Okay, and there's going to be probably, of course, quicker ways of doing this, but I'm just trying to demonstrate one concept at a time here. So the idea is that we can use subsetting that we learned in class to come up with a smaller, more manageable data set consisting of variables that we find interesting. Okay, let's get location, result, total. Okay, and then stadium. Okay, so let's see. So now I have a list of variables in a character vector, and I can use this form of subsetting with a single bracket and a character vector supplied and come up with a smaller data set. Great, which I can then view. Okay. So now we can see all of this scheduling data, but it's much more manageable. Okay. This is interesting. So we have for the Super Bowl. Oh wait, did I not? Wait a minute. Let me go back a little bit here. What was this first thing called? Wait a minute. Game type. Oh yeah, I think I want that. Okay, so let me add that. Game type. Okay. So now view it. So now I can. Okay, so the last thing is the Super Bowl or the championship, and I can see here that LA. It looks like here. So if I look at the line above, I can see that the home team is LA and they're playing at their home stadium. And then in the Super Bowl, I can see that LA is the away team in the exact same stadium. So that's kind of odd. And then the game is neutral. So a little bit strange, but I guess that's convention for football, is that Super Bowl in a neutral site, so they can divvy that up however they want. Maybe they probably decide where this. Oh yeah, they would have to decide where the Super Bowl is before the season starts. Okay, so that makes sense, I guess. So if we wanted to like zero in more on the Rams, or yeah, LA Rams. Yeah. Okay, so I could do, let me go back to the viewer. Okay, so this is the team code for LA. And what I can do is, what are the variables? I want away team and home team. Okay, so away team. Okay, so this is something that you won't know how to do yet. But basically what I'm going to want to do is create a logical vector to find the rows in corresponding to just the seasonal information for the LA team. So what I'm going to want to do, and so this gets the away team, or the information on games in which LA was the away team, and then I also want the games in which they are the home team. Okay, and then I need one more piece, which is an OR operator. So this is stuff that, again, so this in this lab we're demonstrating some concepts that we haven't quite seen yet, but just to to demonstrate subsetting on a more difficult to manage and more interesting data set. Okay, so what? Oh, right. I need the variable. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I get all of the information on the Rams. Sweet. Right? Home team LA, road team LA. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, so this gets some seasonal information for just the Rams. Okay, so interesting subsetting for this scheduling data set. So now let's go back to our lab and input probably what you want, the password. And this is one of the creators of the R programming language. Okay, great. Got that correct. Okay, so now more subsetting. So what we're gonna do, the rosters. Okay, NFL rosters. You can do one or two hashtags for comments. I usually do two if something's not vitally important. Okay. Okay, so that took a while. So now I have, so you can see over here in the global environment, I have a lot more observations. Actually, one thing before I get going, I should have done this the first time too, is to fully understand this data, you may need to refer to the data dictionary. And so for this website that we're pulling from, they have an actual decent description of the variables that are in this data set. I'm trying, maybe, yeah, okay. Well, sometimes our packages will include help pages for specific data sets as well. But so you can see, like first name, character vector, it's the first name as per NFL.com. Okay, so for instance, and then all sorts of other information. Look, they even have which high school. And, college, height, weight, official height, official weight, stuff like that. Okay, so again, let's just skip ahead and just go straight to the viewer. No need to display that in the console again. Okay, so we can see Aaron Rodgers. Oh, so wait a minute. So this went to the 2023 season. That doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay, so we can see first name, college, and all this stuff. Okay, great. So for one thing we could do is we could get information on all of the people who went to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. However, note that in the football world, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign will not be called the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. It would just be called Illinois. No need to get into the reasons or the history behind it. I don't know it, and so we'll just skip right through it. But if we want to get that information, we're going to have to isolate college, and again, find or construct a logical operation here. So all of the indexes in this college vector, which equal the character vector Illinois. Okay, and so that would come up with a string of true falses. Oh, good, we're lucky. We can see a few trues just right in the display. Oh, okay, I don't want to scroll too much. That makes it look like Illinois has a lot of football players. Great. Okay, so let's get all of the rows. Again, too much information, and we have some NA values. Okay, so let's go back to our viewer and just get some basic information here. How about height, weight, name sounds good, position sounds good, team. Okay, so let's get vars equals, what were those names? I'm just gonna call names. Okay, team, yes. Position, sure. Full name, depth chart. What is depth chart position? Okay, let's go back to our data dictionary. Depth chart position. Position assigned on depth chart. Not always accurate. Okay, well let's ignore that. Thank you, data dictionary, for telling me something that I don't want. I think status is the status. Status. Roster status describes things like active. Yeah. Okay. Full name is fine. And we're going to definitely need, college. Sure. Let's go rookie year. So that's the first year they entered, I believe, and years experience. Actually, let's just do years experience. Okay. Okay, so now I have, if I just isolate the people from Illinois, then I have too many variables, so I want to subset again. Okay, so a logical vector for the rows. So again, there's college information for every person in this, every individual in the data set. So this will have the same, this length will equal the number of rows in this data set. And then I just want a subset of the columns. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like college works. Wow, there's a lot of people from Illinois in the NFL. Guess that's good. Okay, years experience. A lot of people with 0. Nice. So here we go. We can get, we got some people who got cut. That's not good. Is that what it said for status? Let's go back. Status, character. Roster status describes things like active roster, active, inactive, injured reserve, practice squad, etc. So I guess cut is bad. Okay, so, we can just do this again and get status and then table it. And then we can see how many people from Illinois are active, cut, I don't know what dev is, and reserved. So that's kind of fun. What was another? Yeah, position is fun. So 1 quarterback, 8 offensive linemen, 5. Yeah, cool. Okay. So this is just subsetting and functions, trying to extract meaningful stuff from our data. Actually, let's do one more. Let's do something. Okay. I wonder if Illinois has a lot of people. Table or not. Okay. Oof. Where is... I should have probably... Okay. Control C, Control C, Control C. Okay, so... Okay, 32, and then what was I doing? Sort table, NFL rosters, and I'm extracting from it college. Okay. Yeah, so Illinois is right here, and you can see Alabama has the most, but there's a lot of colleges. There's a lot of colleges that play sports, a lot of colleges that play football, so if we can scroll, yeah. Cool. I didn't know that Illinois was good at football. Learn something new every day. All right. Cool. All right, so now let's go back. And, silly me. We probably want to get the points for this. So this password will be for the second, or co-creator of R, Robert Gentleman. Yes, got it. Okay, so Robert Gentleman, funny, well, I don't know if this is a funny story, but he is I don't want to say friend, or I guess colleague, peer of my dissertation advisor, Charles Geyer, and I got to go to a seminar in Charles Geyer's honor, and Robert Gentleman was there and gave a talk at it, and my advisor just stands up, asks him, didn't even raise his hand, a question, and just goes, I have a question for R. Just doesn't call him Robert, doesn't call him Robert Gentleman, doesn't say I have a question, just I have a question for R. Just directly for the programming language of which Robert Gentleman apparently is going to be the sole representation for. Anyways, and I can't remember what the question was, but that was decently funny, I guess. Okay, so now we can get... okay, let me just see here. We will explore player statistics. Okay, so we have... Well, that's weird. So in the global environment, I can see that there's 2,982 observations for people on the roster, so there's only 171 recorded statistics. That's odd. It should be about the same. What do we got for on our data dictionary? Completions, numbers of completed passes, sack yards, interceptions. Oh, is this just for quarterbacks? Okay. Makes things a little bit more... I guess that makes sense to have it by position. Maybe there's an argument in here that I could specify to change the position. Anyways, that's fine. Let's see what we got. Okay. Huh. It's not everybody's quarterback. Okay, so... Oh, this is cool. So it's got stuff for the 2023 season. Oh, it's the season. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So since quarterback is the most important position, let's go to our viewer here, and let's figure out how to isolate quarterbacks and get some information on them. Okay, so let's let's get our names. I think like yards is fun, passing touchdowns, that kind of stuff. Okay, so call names. Okay, lots of stuff. Ooh. So we're gonna want player name. It's always fun. Okay, position. Don't necessarily care about team in this analysis. Let's do these things. Is there some sort of like aggregate value rating or efficiency rating or something like that? I know. You would think I would know more about football considering how much of my research is interested in baseball. But I'm actually not that big of a baseball fan either. I just really like baseball data. Oh, they have fantasy points? That's funny. Okay, let me go to the data dictionary. That's where we're going to be able to find stuff. Okay. Sack yards, passing air yards, fun. That's cool. That seems like some sort of fun metric. Okay. Okay, so now I have a small subset of variables. Okay, so I want just those bars. Okay, and I want position equals QB. Poof. Okay, so that's annoying. So I don't really want to look at people who didn't even attempt or complete a pass here. Okay, so let's see. So let's get rid of these people. Okay, so position equals quarterback. And let's do logical operator. Completions not equal 0. Much better. Okay. All right, so getting better. Let's view it. Is there a viewer? Okay, and then in the viewer, you can sort by things. So looks like Kirk Cousins. Yeah, looks like he had a good day. All right, cool. So this person did not have a very good day. 16 for 34. And so I'm guessing this Dakota thing is negative is real bad. Okay, cool. So anyways, subsetting, data sets. So here we have, again, a data set that I would not describe as extremely large, but you can see that compared to what we've done in class, is a little bit too large to just view in the console. So we've had to use tools like the viewer to try to like better or to view this data set easier, and then refer to a data dictionary to actually see some description on variables that are what these variables are. So like in football, I know football well enough. I obviously don't know it very well. For the people who can watch this video and do know football, obviously I don't know football very well, but I know it well enough to be able to figure out what some of these variables mean just by looking at the names. But you can see that eventually, if you can continue with data science, data analysis, you are going to run into large data sets or data sets that you can't necessarily manage well inside of the console in R. So like, down here. So that, with a data dictionary, you'll be able to, figure out what types of variables are interesting for a particular analysis. And then you can see with kind of the code that we've done here, how to sort of get at interesting quantities. So actually, let me just do one more. So I can do QB and get, stuff like just isolate out passing yards and sort it and stuff like that too. So I'm creating smaller data sets, and I can, do all kinds of stuff like that. And if you've had tidyverse training before, you may say like, oh, there's a much easier, much faster way to do a lot of this stuff. But I think that's going through, base R, and actually really rigorously learning how the subsetting works, which we haven't worked with the logical vectors yet. That's coming for, like subsetting the rows that, but to actually like understand what's going on under the hood of the tidyverse will be useful. Oh, and I almost forgot, we need to get our points. Okay, so the first two were, names. There's a creator and a co-creator of R, and this one seems almost like random gibberish. Ooh, I didn't get my own question right. What? Submit an answer beagle. Well, that's not good. Now I have to, oh, this is embarrassing. And I have to auto-grade it. I was very sure that I was able to update the Prairie Learn auto-grader to get the current. So what I was going to do here was do something with the current version of R, Beagle Scouts, and I got the auto-grader to update it. Well, shoot. Let's see here. So I'm going to pause my video, make sure that I've updated the Prairie Learn thing correctly, and get the right answer for you, the viewer. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so it looks like, got it. Okay, so Beagle Scouts. Weird. I thought that's what okay, well, anyways, okay, I got it back on to Prairie Learn. Okay, so, all right, so I know this is a bit rambling, but I think that it definitely demonstrates some of the stuff that we've talked about in class, although we've had to borrow from the future to do some more interesting subsetting. If you made it to the end of this video, great job. Thank you very much. And I will see you next week. All right. Take care. Bye.